All right, so let's talk 2025. Big focuses are standing up life insurance, scaling that, understanding our numbers. I would love to tell you that we're going to write 90% Medicare supplement, 10% Medicare Advantage. I don't foresee that happening. I think it's probably going to end up running into about a 70-30 mix, 70% Medicare supplement, 30% Medicare Advantage. Why? It's just advertising costs on the Medicare supplements are extremely high. Happy New Year, everybody. It's been a while since I've been doing any videos. It's just been a hectic Q4, as I'm sure. That's how, if you had a successful AEP, I'm sure it was a hectic AEP. Been doing this for 16 years now. This is my 10th AEP, 11th AEP technically with EAP, and it's been hectic every single year. Yeah, sorry for not getting some videos out there and stuff like that. I'm definitely going to be far more consistent. That's one of my plans this year for the company, just to be far more consistent with getting content out there, not only on the brokerage side, but just on the call center side as well. So I want to give you a quick little recap, what EIP did during AEP, what I thought about AEP, and then I'd like to transition into kind of a high level of what our plans are for 2025. We had a good AEP. It was a weird AEP. I'm sure, again, many of you guys went through a lot of this. Hit about 105% of goal. So we hit over goal, which was great. December was really, really great. Typically after December 7th, it is dead, and that's not what we saw. We saw it pretty much busy, but we're very fortunate to be able to give the entire team off Christmas week. So we were at it all the way until Christmas week, and then pretty much took a break until the first Monday of the new year. So what we see mix wise, we were able to pretty much turn off all of our Medicare Advantage advertising, any of our broad Medicare advertising, only roll with Medicare supplement advertising. Lead costs were down substantially it hasn't been this low in probably 5 or 6 years. And it's just the demands, right? A lot of the MA disenrollments, people wanting to get on a med sub from a guaranteed issue perspective. Just, a lot of the ANOF letters and stuff like that went out, just raised demand that was out there, which was great. Means that our CPAs were really, really good. The mix, however, is not what I expected. If you guys have watched any of my videos, we try to target an 80-20 mix, 80% med sub, 20% Medicare Advantage. And that, of course, seasonality comes into play there. But we ended up finishing about 75-25. Might have been a little less than 75%. Now, mind you, that was with 100% Medicare supplement advertising. Now, we do have some organic stuff that comes in, so maybe not 100%. Call it 95% Medicare supplement advertising, 5% broad Medicare and Medicare Advantage, but didn't back out to the med stuff. And why do I think that is? I think that's a lot of people that maybe had the Medicare Advantage, got the ANOC letter, and they just couldn't afford a med sub. Now they could probably qualify guaranteed issue, but they possibly just couldn't afford it or ended up not wanting it or whatever. We haven't done really a breakdown of that just yet. So about 105% of goal. All in all, it was a good AEP, a lot of customer service this year. Of course, I'm sure that was a lot of you guys. Now, did we replace a lot of business? We did. Not because we, tried to go out there and replace it, because the clients called us, right? No, we did lose a lot of business as well because we didn't have enough customer care agents to ultimately handle all the incoming calls. I walked into customer care, and there was times where we had 200 or 300 calls sitting in queue. And you go walk in there right now and there's 0 to 1 sitting in queue. Like, that was the demand that we had. So it's an issue we've got to try to figure out. And it's just hard with these off years like this, when there was so much change and so much disruption in the industry. it was going to be hard no matter what we did to try to service our entire book. I sent out a long video to our customers just saying, hey, like, this is what's going on. It's going to be hard to get a hold of us. Try to, do this on your own. And even with that and sending out multiple videos and stuff, we still had a huge demand from our current clients. So, it was what it was. And we are going to be working on that this year with leveraging some AI just to possibly try to be able to help out on the very front end of the call. All right, so let's talk 2025 just from a high end. Now, let me back up. 2024, if you guys remember, we started late Q3, early Q4. We started our final expense division. Now, it's not just final expense. They're doing about 80% FE, 20% term. Maybe it's 85-15 right now. Still trying to figure out the numbers there. Really successful. Still trying to figure out the numbers, trying to figure out the CPAs and first year commissions and all that. But from a lead gen perspective, from a scripting perspective, technology perspective, hiring, very successful. Right now, I believe we've got 8, 12, 14. I believe it's 14 total team members that are down there right now. And we got 3 hiring classes this year. We already hired class number 1, and we've got 2 more hiring classes this year. Those are going to make up of about, call it 40 to 50 new agents in that department. And Medicare, so we're doing 5 hiring classes in 2025, 3 of which were for life insurance and 2 are going to be Medicare. The 2 Medicare, again, it's probably going to be, I'd say, right around 40 to 50. I'd like to get a little bit more if we possibly can, but just trying to hire the right people. So, if you go 50 and 50, we're looking at a total new agent hire in 2025 of about 100 agents. Volume-wise, I'm expecting to do about 7,500 life insurance policies, and we'll probably do low 20s on the Medicare side of it. And now my biggest thing more than anything else, of course, life insurance is going to help significantly on the Medicare side. Again, I think I've talked about this, but I'll briefly touch on it. Where we really started life insurance just because of the fact that, number one, Medicare scares the hell out of me right now with everything that's going on and the government, what our FMO's going away, are they not? What are the carriers doing? Now, I will always say an agent's needed and a broker's needing, right? When I say broker, meaning us as true call centers that are, good call centers, not the cruddy ones that are out there. That just scares me of what's happening in the Medicare industry. So we wanted to diversify. I've always heard bad things about life insurance. Those bad things are because there's bad shops, right? And it's just like I've heard bad things about Medicare. I've had nothing but wild success with Medicare, and I love Medicare, but it comes from the bad shops that are out there. And we've had nothing but success up to this point. Still, again, trying to figure out the numbers. The numbers aren't where I want them to be yet, but we've had great success with life insurance up to this point. So 2025, big focuses are standing up life insurance, scaling that, understanding our numbers. That is going to help us float the Medicare Advantage side. Medicare Advantage, quick recap, for us, we're very fortunate. We've got some very good contracts on the Medicare supplement side of things. And what do I mean by that? We're direct on practically every single carrier. We built the relationships with the carriers. I've been doing that for 10 years. I've got some really good contracts there. And we've got a big, really large book of renewals, right? Medicare Advantage is newer to us. We didn't start Medicare Advantage until April of 2023. Now, we've always done Medicare Advantage, but we didn't actually actively write Medicare Advantage with our core agents until April of 2023. So we're coming up on 2 years. So the book of business is not huge. Have figured out the numbers, know the numbers very well. But the first year commission for us and the cost per acquisition is it's not exactly where I want it to be, but there's not much I can do about first year commission, right? Carriers pay what the carriers pay. The co-op is what the co-op is. Co-ops In a lot of circumstances, it's going away, right? They're getting away from it. There's less dollars out there this year than there have been years previous. Cost per acquisitions, I'd love to tell you they're getting cheaper. They're not. They're getting more expensive. This FCC stuff is going to even on January 27th, if it goes through, and we should know any day now if it's, it's going to get postponed or if it's actually going to go in effect the 27th. Now, you got to be ready for it. We're ready for it. But needless to say, FE or life insurance is going to help fund our Medicare Advantage growth, because FE, if you've got the right contracts or the right advancing, you can take that cash and throw it back into the business and help fund, other areas of the business. And that's exactly what our plans are to do, is to take that cash that we're making off of life insurance, throwing it back into the Medicare side. So as we build up that book of business, the renewals keep coming in, we're good to go. We don't have to go raise a whole bunch of debt, sell, a large portion of the business or any of that type of stuff. So we've got that in play. It's working very, very well. I would love to tell you that we're going to write 90% Medicare supplement, 10% Medicare Advantage. I don't foresee that happening. I think it's probably going to end up running into about a 70-30 mix, 70% Medicare supplement, 30% Medicare Advantage. Why? It's just advertising costs on the Medicare supplements are extremely high. Now that we're going to see what we're going to see with duals, not being able to really switch after OEP, Q2, Q3, you're going to have some of these shops that are going to try to get into the med sub space, and hey, rightfully so, they should be. I don't think there's going to be wild success with a lot of shops, because with Medicare supplements, you actually have to go through education. You have to teach, stuff. Whereas a lot of these call centers out there, and sorry if you're one of those and you're watching this, I'm sure you probably know this, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of just enrollment shops. There's not education shops actually doing, I'm not saying you're not doing what's in the best interest of the client, but probably not if you're not educating them and you're not teaching them, the differences between MedSup and Medicare Advantage right now. But a lot of those shops are going to get into the med sub space, or they're going to try to get into the med sub space, because not only, with the duals and not being able to switch and do all that, disasters go away, right? So that was the big play that everybody was doing, for Q2 and Q3, is using disasters. And they shouldn't have been. But what are you going to do in Q2 and Q3 if you've got a 10-man shop or a 300-man shop during this time of the year? Are you going to switch over to final expense? Or are you going to try to do Medicare supplements? TBD. I'm very interested to see what happens. Now, the FCC stuff that's going on, TCPA, the one-to-one consent, I'm going to do a whole nother video on that. That'll be on the channel at the same time, right around the same time that we launched this video. But I'm going to do a whole nother video on that specifically. But that's a quick recap, 2024, our plans for 2025. I would love to have a conversation with you if you're looking for a new home on the FMO side of it. We will be growing the brokerage side of it significantly in 2025 is one of my biggest focuses. We brought on a handful of extremely successful shops in 2024. It's exactly what I wanted to do in 2024. We plan on probably bringing on another 5 to 10 good shops as well in 2025. And what are you going to get from us? You're just going to get full transparency. You're going to get your right contracts. There's not going to be any gray area. It's going to be, you're going to know exactly, hey, what I'm getting paid, what you're getting paid, what you deserve to get paid, what's ultimately out there. What do you need help with? HR, compliance, marketing, technology, sales, right? We've got every single department within the organization. Again, over 100, we're coming up on 150 people, and we're scaling that significantly. So, we're here to help you in any possible way that we've done it. I've done it. Whether you're a call center, you're a face-to-face agency, we can help you out in any way that you ultimately need to. The biggest thing for us is just transparency. I want to make sure that you understand what's out there in the market, what you should be getting from an FMO. There's a lot of FMOs out there that just sign you up and forget about you, act like they know what they're doing from a back office perspective, and that's just not the case. This is the time right now to make the switch. Don't wait until Q3, Q4. You need to do it in Q1, Q2 to be ready for Q3 and Q4 so we can start working together. We can start plugging in some of our team members into your business to kind of help you out, to make you have a wild, successful year in 2025. That's what we're here for. So reach out to us. You can reach out to us at theelitebrokerage.com, brokerage at teameip.com, and then you got all of our social media handles. Go ahead and shoot us a message. What we'll do is we'll send you out a calendar invite. We'll get you on the phone with our brokerage team. Would love to possibly have you come into the office at that point, come have a conversation with us, and see what we can do in 2025. Let me know what you got. Appreciate you.